Each of you guys have received a handout, and while we are giving our lecture, fill in the description and fill in an example. Create your own example because at the end, if there's time, we will ask you to present it to the group and have them guess which type of extrinsic motivation it is. Also, fill out what the self-determination theory and the organismic integration theory is. On the back, there is a concept map for you to grasp a better understanding of this concept. The self-determination theory, extrinsic motivation, Team Lemon. The learning objective is that students will be able to identify the 4 different subcategories that make up the organismic integration theory, or extrinsic motivation. To begin, how many of you want to answer our questions that we asked during this lecture because you are interested in the different types of motivation? Those who said yes are displaying intrinsic motivation. How many of you want to answer our questions that we asked during this lecture if we offer you candy? Those who said yes are displaying one type of extrinsic motivation. This external variable, the candy, is motivating you to answer our questions. What is the self-determination theory? The self-determination theory is the process of utilizing one's will. People's innate psychological needs are the basis for their self-motivation. The research has identified 3 innate needs of autonomy, competence, and relatedness that are argued to foster the most voluntary and high-quality forms of motivation and engagement for activities including enhanced performance, persistence, and creativity. What is the organismic integration theory? It addresses the topic of extrinsic motivation in its various forms: external regulation, introjection, identification, and integration. The 4 subcategories of extrinsic motivation are external regulation, introjected regulation, identified regulation, and integrated regulation. And now let's take a look at all of them a little closer. But first, keep in mind the more internalized the extrinsic motivation, the more autonomous the person will be when enacting the behaviors. The first is external regulation. It is defined as the motivation due to compliance, external rewards, and punishment. An example is, I will answer your question if you are going to give me candy afterwards. An additional example would be, I will do my homework if I'm going to get a sticker. The next subcategory is introjected regulation. It is defined as motivation due to the approval from self or from others. An example would be, I feel bad about myself if I don't do my homework because I won't get the practice. An additional example is, I will feel bad if I don't do exercise because I already bought the gym membership. The next type is identified regulation. It is defined as the motivation due to conscious valuing of activity by self-endorsement of goals. An example is, I think it's important to do my homework because it is beneficial to me and my grade. An additional example would be, they are doing the homework because they know it is assigned and because they want to. The last subcategory is integrated regulation. It is defined as motivation due to it being congruent with one's sense of self. An example is, it is a part of me. An additional example is, a person who attends church because he or she believes the act aligns with his personal belief. He attends because it feels right and is suitable for him. Review. Example 1. What type of extrinsic motivation is this? Match the runner to their quote using your knowledge of the different types. There's external Eddie, introjection Isabella, identification Ian, and integration Ingrid. Which quote matches to external Eddie? I run because I want people to think I'm a good runner. I run because I am a runner. It's a part of who I am. I run because I know running is good for me. Or I run because I get a trophy at the end of my race. The answer is, I run because I get a trophy at the end of my race. Which quote matches introjection Isabella? I run because I want people to think I'm a good runner. I run because I am a runner, it's part of who I am. Or I run because I know running is good for me. The answer is, I run because I want people to think I am a good runner. Which quote matches identification Ian? I run because I am a runner, it's a part of who I am. or I run because I know running is good for me? The answer is, I run because I know running is good for me. Last but not least, which matches integration Ingrid? The correct answer is, I run because I'm a runner. It's a part of who I am. Example 2. Chloe the dog wants to steal the Thanksgiving turkey off the dinner table. Match each of the thoughts with the type of extrinsic motivation. That's Chloe. If I steal the turkey, I'm going to get in trouble. If I miss out on the delicious turkey, I'm going to feel ashamed of myself. I need the turkey because it is who I am, a turkey-eating puppy. It's important for me to know if it tastes as good as it smells. There's external, interjection, identification, and integration. Which quote matches the external subcategory? If I steal the turkey, I'm going to get in trouble. Which quote matches the interjection subcategory? If I miss out on the delicious turkey, I'm going to feel ashamed of myself. Which quote matches the identification subcategory? It is important for me to know if it tastes as good as it smells. Which quote matches the integration subcategory? I need the turkey because it is who I am, a turkey-eating puppy. Now, if time permits, at the end of our presentation, we're going to have each of the students share one of their examples that they wrote down throughout the lecture, and have the rest of the group decide which type of extrinsic motivation it is.